last year, I would have
Yeah, but I agree with you. Like, 6 is crazy. Because offense, Cortland, Sutton, Marvin, Mims, I mean, like you said, the rookie out of UCF, like and people are treating Bo Nix, who did have a very good rookie year. They're treating him like he's about to bust into the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the league. That's really how people are talking. So I agree with that.
He's clearly the worst quarterback in the division.
I know, but his numbers were pretty good. And if he doesn't have a great running game, he doesn't have super. It's not like a Sam Darnold.
Could he be better than Geno this year? Yeah, it's possible. He could possibly
just can't
be
stand
better.
Geno.
No, I'm just saying, like, Geno is solid. Nix was really good last year. 29 and 12 is a touchdown.
He's better than Caleb and Drake, and Caleb and Drake take all the attention.
Yeah, I'm only debating that he's definitely the worst quarterback in the division. But my team is
okay. It's so crazy to me how we look at quarterbacks and we so desperately want them to be great a lot of times. We want these teams to be great. We want the action. We want all of this. And we rip the quarterbacks that come up short, especially the young quarterbacks, the rookies, the Caleb Williams, that's the most recent example, of course. And we're like, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. And then someone like me actually kind of has to like defend the Calebs. But then you have a Bo Nix on the opposite end of the spectrum who had a tremendous amount of success. And then we want to downplay what he did. And that's insane to me. I made the previous video when Nick went off on the whole rankings and how dare the Denver Broncos be 6 and how ridiculous it is. And in that video, I was like, I'm not going to go through the statistics. I don't want to do that again. But then I gotta. I mean, I just gotta. Okay? In the final 12 games of the season, which is a massive sample size, including the playoffs, this is what Bo Nix was. Okay? A PFF ranking of top 7, okay? A touchdown, the 4th most touchdowns with 25 passing touchdowns, okay? Top 6 in passing yards with 2,673. Top 7 in completion percentage. Top 7 in passer rating. Now, as someone who watched every single one of Bo Nix's games last year, I'm so much more comfortable just kind of throwing around these stats because I also know the way in which they unfolded and what the Denver Broncos were asking Bo Nix to do and how he did them and when he did them, and just how the games unfolded. And it was high level play. Was it perfect? Of course not. Of course not. But one of the most things that I was consistently impressed with Bo Nix was Sean Payton just game after game after game putting the ball in his hands and saying, I need you to make me plays. And there were so many times that, again, they could not get the run game go. Like the offense just could not open up for them. And that's why I always compared the Broncos to a team where just like, or Bo Nix, I should say more specifically, it was like he's on a team that's not good, but Bo Nix is good, but he's a really athletic and great quarterback, and he's just trying to do anything he can to try to just do anything positive for his team. And watching Bo Nix consistently do that just wildly impressed me. And again, to be clear, it's not like this is a bad team. Like I think they're a great team, but it was just like I could kind of just isolate the individual variables at play and be like, what does Bo Nix look like? What's happening around Bo Nix? When is Bo Nix benefiting from the team around him, the O-line, the defense, whatever it may be? And, when is he just being a rookie? And a rookie is just a rookie. Like, it's just, you kind of have to wear different hats when you're trying to evaluate various players, but especially a rookie, because then everything is new, right? Like, this is your first, like, true analysis of this quarterback in the NFL in many various different situations. And it was just nothing short of impressive. Like, even against the Kansas City Chiefs, I know Patrick Mahomes wasn't playing. I know that they were resting a lot of starters. I get all of that. Undeniable. But the way in which Bo Nix was playing was actually through the roof. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care how injured of a team. Like, what's the difference then of Jaden Daniels doing it against the Detroit Lions, who had an injured roster? Is that no different than going up against a team that has a bunch of injuries? Then, like it's going to be very similar. And I'd argue that the coaching staff is certainly a lot better with Andy Reid and Spags. And again, when you look at the plays, when you look at the throws, even just in that game, when you put them in a vacuum and say, I don't care who you're playing against, how do you look, the types of plays that you're making, the decisions that you're making, the level of confidence that you're playing with was insane. Was absolutely insane. And it was in a gotta have it, like you gotta win this game. So I don't care even if it was just against some backups. It's like, okay, I've seen the Detroit Lions with a defense that's decimated slow down and win and stop other teams and win games, win crucial games against the Minnesota Vikings, against the Minnesota Vikings, and against other teams. I can't think of the Green Bay Packers, right? Against the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams against a decimated defense did not look like what Bo Nix did. That's just a reality. That's just a fact. So sometimes that is the answer. Especially if you're a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, and you're going up against a really injured team and this and that, it's without a shadow of a doubt less impressive to me. When you're a truly established quarterback, I really don't care. Actually, honestly, when you're just playing against a bad team, like I never, Josh Allen takes on the Carolina Panthers and puts up 40 points and passes for 500 yards. Like, it's cool, it's interesting, it's fun, and I'll be like, that was a pretty cool game, but like, I'm not going to use it as a measure. I'm not going to use it as a point to be like, that's how good Josh Allen is. That's how great he is. Like, that's what the Cowboys fans do with Dak Prescott. And I'm like, congratulations. You played great against a terrible team. It means nothing to me. It definitely means something to me when you're a rookie. It just does. And even if you're going up against an injured team, a bad team, whatever it may be. But especially if you're still going up against a great coaching staff, wildly impressive to me. Wildly impressive to me. And I think there's going to be a lot of similarities between a team that is really banged up, a team that's just not that good, and a team that's resting some starters. Except we're adding on to the fact that like the game actually matters. So we can even just downplay a game like that. And I think that's fundamentally wrong. And that game was awesome. But then we can now zero in on the games that actually really mattered, that were against teams and against games, against quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, whatever it may be. And you're like, oh, Bo Nix showed up. And when it was all said and done, had the second most touchdown passes, for a rookie. And I think he set the record for the most passing touchdowns as a rookie at home. Memory serves me correctly. And again, I don't remember now, but even just the game against the Chiefs, it was like, even if you want to say it was a bunch against a bunch of backups, like, I think that was a record-setting game too. Like the most amount of completions in a row. Like he was just like playing out of his mind. That it was just like the throws that he was making. It was just again. I don't care if you're playing against a high school team. The throws that you're making, the decisions that you're making, the way you're operating in and out of the pocket, the level of confidence that you're playing with, it was just through the roof. And he brought that and continued that against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. It did not work out for the Bills, but Bo Nix still played great. Bo Nix was awesome. Bo Nix in the playoffs, in the wild card round, was ranked third, according to PFF, with an 85.2 ranking. And again, this game, there was a ton of drops. He had, and crucial drops. 4 drops. 4. That alone would have given him more touchdowns, more passing yards. He easily would have been in the 200s. His completion percentage obviously would have been significantly higher. I mean, like, he played great. And if memory serves me correctly, he was a leading rusher. His passer rating would have been in the hundreds. Like, everything would have been elevated. So the Broncos dropped the ball literally, but not Bo Nix didn't. Yeah, he was also the leading rusher, like I thought. 43 yards on 4 carries. I mean, Bo Nix was balling. Only took 2 sacks. Wasn't making any real bad decisions. No interceptions. Like, we're just going to pretend like that's an easy thing to do in the cold, in Buffalo. A tough place to play in, on the road. First playoff game ever. No, Bo Nix absolutely positively rose to the occasion. That touchdown pass to Franklin was gorgeous. He was leading that team to be either have the lead or tied up at half. Like, if you want to maybe criticize the roster of the Broncos, I'm more open to that and saying, like, that's why they shouldn't be ranked as high as they are. I'm way more open to that. But if you want to use Bo Nix as the anchor that actually just weighs you down rather than gives you stability, like, that's where I draw the line. I mean, he was also one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL for total touchdowns, which is more important to me actually than just straight up passing touchdowns. I care about total touchdowns because how many touchdowns is your quarterback getting you? I don't care if it's passing or rushing. How are you getting in the end zone? That's what matters most. There's so many players that get passing touchdowns, and it's just like nothing to do with them. It was either a wide open, amazing scheme, yards after catch, whatever it is. So it's just like, are you getting into the end zone? That means way more than to me. And Bo Nix found himself in the end zone a lot. And one of the other things that I pointed out that I was wildly impressed with was his incredibly low pressure to sack percentage, and how it was like up there with Josh Allen, who I think had the best in the NFL last year. And it was just when you compared it to Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, like they were like in the 20s, and like Bo Nix was either single digit or low teens, and it was just wildly impressive. That is actually more of an indicator to me than anything else, because it showed that the game was not happening like too fast for him, and he wasn't trying to do too much. And that is not easy as a rookie. That is not easy as a rookie. To me, that really signifies his composure. I give someone like a Jaden Daniels a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, because since the mobility and the speed for him, like, it's such a big part of his game that he's going to get it wrong sometimes, like Lamar Jackson. So I'm a little bit more forgiving in that regard. But for a quarterback who's going to be a little bit more balanced in terms of what they bring to an offense, definitely a little bit more pass forward with their offense and whatnot, and not a traditional dual threat. It's like, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt as a rookie too, but like at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm wildly impressed with the fact that you weren't putting your team at a disadvantage with any degree of regularity. I mean, like, how's that not impressive? So I do not get the issues with Bo Nix. It's why I always push back, and I'm not gonna turn this into a whole thing, but when people try to use the more the more disingenuous reasons why certain players get hate or doubt, people always try to make it something that it's not. And just point to Bo Nix, point to Brock Purdy, even, like Jared Goff. I mean, just like point to these other quarterbacks where it's just like, how does Bo Nix have the second most passing touchdowns as a rookie? He was, a top 5, top 10 quarterback in all the important metrics this season, and yet we just act like it's nothing. And even Nick Wright himself earlier in the segment said they had no playmakers on offense. I mean, that's what Nick said. He literally said, I'll just show it to you.
They had an awesome defense.
That probably got better in the offseason.
Yeah, I think the defense should be great. They don't have a single guaranteed difference maker at wide receiver, tight end, or running back. I like the kid they drafted in the second round.
So, if that's the case, isn't it wildly impressive than what Bo Nix individually was able to do? This is the full season. You say they didn't have a single difference maker, no run game. And I know we're now comparing 24 and 25, so it's not, perfect here. But he had the 6th most passing touchdowns. And outside of Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, who only had 9 interceptions and 4 interceptions, like, he was right up there with the interception rate in terms of the amount of interceptions. So it's not like he did this where he had 29 touchdowns, but he had like 20 interceptions or something. Like, no. And like I said, total touchdowns is even higher. His passing yards were top 12. I mean, that seems pretty good to me for someone who had no, I mean, like, just shy again of Patrick Mahomes, above Josh Allen. He had more passing yards than Josh Allen, a higher completion percentage than Josh Allen, more passing yards than Jaden Daniels. Like, does none of this matter? Of course it does. And again, as always, I try to be as consistent as I possibly can. So I'm not using this as arguments as to why he's better than Jaden, better than Josh Allen. You know, of course, I'm certainly not making those arguments, because that's when you now start to incorporate coaching and whatnot. And Bo Nix absolutely benefited, you know, with coaching and stuff, and all of that. But it's just like, it's still pretty impressive, especially when we're looking at it through a rookie lens. Just doesn't quite make sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix just being, I don't know, clearly a bottom quarterback in the NFL? Because that's the only way. That's the way how it's being discussed, man. That's the way it's being discussed. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.